Hello everyone, Jules here. Today I'd like to show a tarot deck that is a black and white deck, and it's a deck that I have trimmed, and it is the Light and Shadow Tarot by Goepferd. Here is the box. This was published in 1997, and on the cover it shows the image of the Hermit card. And this is a deck that I have had for quite a while, and I have trimmed the deck because the cards are more of an oracle size, and they have, when you buy this, or if you buy this deck, it has wide white borders and it is an oracle size. And I was deciding for a while what to do with this deck because I find the images really interesting, but I didn't like the very wide white borders. So I have trimmed the deck now. So here is the box, and this was published by Destiny Books, who normally publish books, but they have got a small number of decks that they have published over the years. So here is the box, and the book, the guidebook, is written by Brian Williams, and it's a really good guidebook. Here is the guidebook. And Brian Williams was a tarot expert who is now deceased, and he actually created two quite popular decks himself. Brian Williams was also an artist, so he was a deck creator and a tarot art historian. So this book, the guidebook, is quite well written, and he also knew the artist Michael Goepferd. So these are woodcut block prints, and the deck is Toth inspired, but it's really a hybrid deck of Toth and Waite Smith deck ideas. So it's sort of like a hybrid deck, and you'll probably be able to see that when I show you the cards. And there is a black and white picture in the book. For example, there's a black and white picture and the description of the card, which is good. What that means. I really like it when the images are described, and it also gives a bit of an idea of the symbolism on the card, and then there is a meaning for each of the card as well. So I'll show you some of the images now. I'll show you some of the cards, starting with the Major Arcana. So here is the back of the cards. So the way that this has been trimmed by me, the back of the cards, of course, it's a more usable size. It's easier to handle now. I know that there is this here. This is an example of the white borders that were originally on here, and the way that this has been trimmed, this is how the card backs look, and this is the best that I could get. The front images, as far as it's all black and white anyway, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Well, not to me, it doesn't. So I'm really happy with how these images came up. So let's start with the Fool card. I just find these images really intriguing. They really grab my attention, and I think it's because of the black and white images, and the lines are, they're very well defined because these are woodcut prints. So I think, that is a great Fool card. And you'll probably also notice that I did not corner these cards because I realised that these images, because they are woodblock prints, they look better with squared corners rather than rounded corners. So this looks much better like this for the image. So this is the Fool. High Priestess. The imagery and symbolism is really deep with this deck. I think this deck is really good for inner work and for working with archetypes. The High Priestess. And I love the way there is a black and white face on either side. It's got a mask kind of impression. So I really like that. The Empress. I'm not sure if this deck is still available. It could be, it may be available, but it would be worth getting a second-hand copy for anyone who is interested, especially if you would want to trim the cards like I have. The Empress. Hermit. I like black and white decks anyway, but I just think these images have come up so much better now they're trimmed. Wheel of Fortune. Hanged Man. The cardstock is flexible cardstock. It's not too thick, and I suppose you would say it has a semi-gloss finish, but it was actually the perfect type of cardstock to trim too. It was relatively, good to trim, so I was really pleased about that. Hanged Man. I love the Death card, and it's called The Endless Dance of Death. So it's the embrace of death, which is the skeleton dancing with a human. And I love the above and below tree of life here. Great Death card. And I like the Devil card too. And in this card, in this deck, just as this 8, numbered 8, just as in the Toth deck, and strength is numbered 11. The Devil. star. It's quite an original star card. It's a very original deck, really. It's moon. Sun. I love the way it's a basic, simple sun card, but it really gets the message across. And Judgment. So as you can see, this image is more like a Waite Smith idea. Now for the minor arcana. Ace of Wands. And I love the feeling of life in this card with all of the beautiful flowers and leaves. So well done. Four of Wands. And for people who are interested in the deckhands of astrology with tarot, this deck does have that. As you can see, there's the sign of Venus in Aries here. Venus in the sign of Aries. So if you like that idea, it's also a good deck for that too. So Four of Wands. And I love the way that there's four wands on a bridge here. It's a bit, or across a bridge, it's a bit different to the usual Four of Wands. So, like that. Now the courts in this deck are Prince, Princess, Queen and King. So here is the Princess of Wands, which would be the same as the Page of Wands. And I love the way the Princess of Wands looks like the Princess of Wands is riding this tiger, this large cat, and the body of the Princess of Wands kind of molds into the face of the large cat. It's really quite incredible. And this is Princess of Wands. And the Queen of Wands. It's a very thought-provoking deck. Queen of Wands. So this was published in 1997, so it was kind of ahead of its time. I mean, that's 22 years ago now. Ace of Cups. I love this Eight of Cups. think this is great. So you have Saturn in Pisces here on the what looks like an air balloon. Eight of Cups. I just love this card. And the Queen of Cups. Now for Swords. Ace of Swords. Now, for people who know the Thoth deck, this is very similar to the Ace of Swords in the Thoth deck, the Crowley Thoth. Ace of Swords. Seven of Swords. And the Prince of Swords. Now for Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. And I love all of the human images around the Ace of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. So again, you can see the symbol of Mercury in Taurus for the Five of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles. So this Queen of Pentacles looks like it's been associated with the sign of Capricorn, which I do associate Queen of Pentacles with the sign of Capricorn. So this is a really great card too. So there's some of the cards from the Light and Shadow Tarot by Michael Goepferd, guidebook by Brian Williams. So I'll put the details below the video, and I really do think it's a card. It is a deck worth getting for people who like black and white decks and who want something different and who like these deeper images to work with. And also if you don't mind trimming cards either. So I'll put the details below the video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.